Hello, my dear Gemini. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of September 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. Today, from my perspective, we are entering into Virgo season, so remember to say happy birthday to all Virgos out there. I will do a shorter 10-card spread instead of the usual 15, and if you like it, I might continue doing my generals in this fashion. I do this reading in the order of birthdays with start from Virgo, and in about 2 to 3 weeks time I will take 2 days of work and do Libra season bonus readings for the 8 sign that appreciate this general reading the most. So remember to hit that like button, and if you feel that you have the time and I am worth it, you can watch or click the ad, which financially frees up my time so I can do more of these readings for you. And as always, these readings apply to your sun, moon, rising sign and Venus, Vedic or tropical. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. And if you need more information after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the bonus reading for Virgo season that is up, or a general reading for August, or the pick a card readings on the first page of my channel. Click my little Queen of Cups icon and scroll down a little on the first channel page. There you will see different readings that can clarify your situation. You can also seek out a personal reading. Go to my webpage, www.queenofcupstarot. I have a new VIP package up for those of you that want to take a big leap in your personal and spiritual growth. For this reading, I will use the 78 Tarot Mythical Tarot of the Legendary, and it's a global art collaboration limited edition deck. So, my dear Gemini, when I open your deck here, I see 4 of Cups together with 2 of Wands. So you seem a little bit guarded. Okay, you have realized that you are not made of steel, and you don't want people to drive all over you with their big trucks. So you have withdrawn a little bit and put up some boundaries. Okay, so I call the Divine with love and light. And here we have Knight of Pentacles together with 4 of Cups. So you're a little bit watchful, you're taking it a little bit slow, and really trying to understand what any person is about before you are letting them into your life. So you're really trying to make your intuition be very sharp, your judgmental skill to be very sharp, and you're not as easy approachable maybe as you used to be. It's like you're having a little bit of a fence up, and you don't want people to take advantage of you, so you're keeping your head kind of sharp as well, trying to not be a persuader or run with a river of emotions. Okay, so I call the 4 archangels. Some of you might be dealing with Taurus as well, because Knight of Pentacles is Taurus. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and we have a 3 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So you really want to kind of sort out who are really your friends and not. You don't no longer waste time on people that you have yourself judged as creating maybe drama, conflict. You can't relax around them. They do strange things that makes you feel vulnerable, sad, abandoned, and so on. So you're now choosing to be with the people that is open for you. But there's a danger here that you instead are putting these people into harm's way by, I don't mean the closest of you, but in a dating scene, I think that there's a possibility that you will hold back and kind of let someone else fall in love with you maybe, but you keep your head cool so you can choose which of the people you are dating you can be with. It's normal, of course, to to try to have a little bit of choice, but you don't want people to play with your feelings, so try to not, as little as possible, if you are in a situation where you need to date to find your dream man or woman, try to be a little bit careful with other people's feelings so they won't come crawling like this. Okay, and this is, of course, in a dating situation, this would be dating maybe more than one person. And you might be dealing with Taurus that is enjoying to date you and other people. So in that case, you need to be careful and not let your heart go to that person before it has been more outspoken that yes, okay, we can now date exclusively, and see where this is going. Okay, sometimes we can't help it, we just fall in love the moment we see the person, and that's fine. Then it's the divine that have decided that it should be the way it should be, even if you will get hurt, because through pain we grow the most. But since I saw the vulnerability in the first cards, I kind of don't want to throw you to the wolves. Okay, so 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Gemini viewers. Page of Cups and the Empress. So this is the inner child core with your emotion, and this is the Empress, the one that are being able to interpret this. So I think you're listening much better to your inner child at this point, and you don't want that little beauty to get hurt anymore. So you're really using, as I said in the beginning, your intuition through the Empress, your feminine side, to understand what's what. But you still want love. We saw that also with the Three of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. It's just that you don't know if love wants you, okay? If people are ever going to be nice, ever going to, show love back, and so on and so forth. But you are ready for love, and it might be that you are in a dating situation or someone is courting you. But I'm getting this thing that maybe this person is also courting other people in the same time. So be a little bit careful. You might be the one winning this person over in the end, because they're just trying to be smart. They don't want their heart broken. And they're trying to make a good choice, like for a lifetime. So this person can be the one that's the most serious. Some people can be dating around, like with several different people, just because it's fun. But other people, they might want to make the best choice ever. So it's a little bit high and dry. Probably the person doesn't have great connection with their intuition, because if they did, maybe they wouldn't have to date so many people. They would follow their heart a little bit better. But maybe they have learned that follow their heart is not the best way forward. That have lead them astray. That they are falling in love maybe with the person that will hurt them the most. So it's very common we do that because we want to sort it out. We want to heal that wound. So we go to the same place that hurt us and playing with fire until we have learned how to deal with fire and how to handle fire. But maybe this person wants a more easy way out. Okay, so they don't want to fall in love with their old type of person because they are done with that. They feel done. But as long as you still attract the same type of person, it's something you need to learn. So then maybe learning boundaries is better than aiming towards finding your committed love partner, because at this time you won't attract a person like this if this is you. Okay, so then it's better to date and be able to say no to things you don't like and yes to things you do like, and like taking baby steps. Okay, so I'll just tune in to you and your reading for a few seconds here. So, my dear Gemini, this will be the new bottom of the deck, and we have a King of Cups there. So this is the kind of person you both want to be and want to have. Okay, like a person that has healed themselves. Wherever they go, they are fine. So they don't need the outside to be conformed in a certain way to match. So they won't be hurt on the inside. This is a person that loves themselves, so they're kind of bulletproof. So, and that makes a person less reactive, less dramatic, less filled with conflict. This is Scorpio. It doesn't say that all Scorpio are like that. It just, that's where they are traveling towards. Like that's what they want to become as souls. So they have been born underneath that sign to go to big transformation. And here is where they want to go, like becoming a Buddha. No one can touch a man of Tao or a woman of Tao or Zen. That's like centered in themselves and don't have any wounds. If there's no wounds to be touched, if someone say, hey, you're ugly, and you just know that you are this beautiful, amazing soul, you won't really care. You will say, oh, I'm sorry you think that way about yourself and other people. Because that's a person that's not healed that would say that kind of thing. Okay, so this is the old bottom of the deck. And we have the Hangman. So there's a little bit of transformation that needs to happen for us to come here, to become that kind of person, that open-hearted, warm, generous, bulletproof person. And the Hangman, it's about going through maybe difficult situations. I don't know exactly what it is that's hanging there. Here it kind of looks like, you know, like an opening on a plastic bag, but here it looks like a heart inflated. So maybe putting your heart on a branch instead of on a sleeve. But this is going through transformation and big changes and sacrifices. And while the person hangs like this, they can't make the sacrifice, but the day they feel, okay, so I'm fine with whatever happens is fine. Whatever is going on in my life is fine. I can accept whatever feeling I feel. And then they will fall down from the branch like a ripe fruit, okay? So it's all about acceptance. When we start to accept what we have and become cool with it, and instead of being like victimized or feeling like, you know, yeah, victim is the best description, then you will take control of your life and become more bulletproof just by accepting, like, okay, I can change this. I don't have to wait for people to be nice towards me. I can sort out to be with these people that are nice and not be with the ones that's not nice. I can, for a while, see them as lost causes, so I can move away from them. So that can be a first step, for example, to give up on impossible causes, even though you had a dream attached to it, okay? So this is your situation, and this is the challenge in that situation. This is how you deal with said challenge, and this is your intuition, what it's telling you, and this is how you listen to your intuition. This is what you need to relax and accept, and this is the next level. So this whole reading is called the Lifting Bird, and it's a reading I was taught in the 1990s somewhere. And I added immediately this section because I'm so curious. So this is the result, and it's 3 cards. So we can elaborate the next level or the result, like what will happen in the future. So after I've learned this, what will I learn then? Like what will be the next thing? And together they are forming maybe a big bird and a little bird, but from my perspective, it's a heart. So when you have come to union with this, you need to learn right now. Okay. So the first card here, your situation, and it's the Hermit. So the Hermit is Virgo. You had a lot of Taurus before, so it's Earth. You're trying to ground yourself and, you know, find footing and not let life throw you around like this. So you say, okay, so if I can't control the outside, at least I can control where I put myself. So it seems like you are not putting yourself in so many situations or engaging yourself in so many situations. And maybe when you do it a little bit sheltered, as what we saw when I shuffled the cards. So this is a journey inwardly where you're starting to get to know yourself. And one thing to do when we want to get to know ourselves is to take a step back from other people. So we will hear ourselves, our own voice, and have time to go inside and look at every feeling and sort it out. So it's like you're going through a profound spiritual growth at this time, and you can't engage yourself with people. It might be that you have a little bit low of energy, or you might feel a little bit allergic to conflict and drama or disagreements, that you don't have the stamina to do this right now. And it's just a signal that God wants you for themselves instead of having you focusing on other things. You are called kind of home, so that you can be spoken through your body, through your intuition, to your feelings, emotions, thought patterns, and so on. So it's time to put attention inside. Okay, so that's what's going on, and this is the challenge in this situation. And we have the Lovers, so this is probably where you want to be. You don't want to be in a desert. Okay, so I'm hearing this song. It does come a little bit for the different signs, but it's America. I went to the desert on a horse with no name, and it's a story about a person that doesn't want to be like put underneath rain. Okay, they don't want to feel their feelings, and when they see a river, they think it's very sad because the river they feel it's full of sadness, but it's because they haven't really processed their emotion just yet. So they feel connect everything with. They don't want to see their feelings or feel their feelings or have their feelings in their face because they think they are bad, and so they want to go into the desert, like this situation where you only do things on a superficial level a little bit, going inside yourself but not engaging in life on a deep level, like a passionate level. You don't engage yourself in relationships, you don't engage yourself in like fun or passion. So you withdraw because it's too much. The fun and passion, it always lead to disappointment, you think. So you withdraw and go to the desert. On a horse with no name, it gives away that the person doesn't know their feelings, doesn't know their strengths, doesn't know what spooks them and what gives them this passion. So they are on a horse with no name. They don't know themselves. And in the end, they let their horse free and study the ocean, which seems to be another escape for them, that they could have deep feelings, but it wouldn't be seen on the surface. So the person isn't ready in their spiritual growth. They are still trying to mask and hide away from their feelings, or at least for others to not know them just yet. So I think you are not ready for a deep love relationship at this point, or to solve issues with your husband or wife. You need to solve them inside yourself to begin with. Okay, and this is how you deal with this love. And we have a Four of Swords, so that's a great picture showing the surface of the calm ocean. You seem like you don't care, but inside we can know that this person cares a lot, and that's why they are acting with a little bit victim mentality here. No, I won't come to dinner. I'm hurt of what you said. So it's very important how this person is treated, so they can feel good if people are treating them maliciously or saying the wrong thing. They take it very personally because they have big wounds, okay? And even though it's a big, bad, strong warrior, they still have this because they are so scared of their emotions that they haven't processed them. They haven't got to know themselves, so they feel that emotions are overwhelming. So a person that's very strong on the surface can be super weak on the inside because they haven't get to know their own emotions, and they think that the alarm system, which emotions are, it's just an alarm, It's not there to hurt you. It's there to make you aware of something. Like, look here, oil level in your vehicle is low. It's going to crash. It's going to, when the engine is, I don't know the name in English, but this is going to happen, and you're just, oh, the oil lamp and the siren. We cut the siren and put a little bit of tape, black tape, over the oil lamp, and then we can continue driving. If you have seen Big Bang Theory, you know this approach. Okay, so and it's because the person doesn't want to have problems. They still have problems, they just don't solve them. Okay, so here is their little family, but they won't go out and eat dinner with them because something happened that made them sad, and they can't talk about it. So it might be like a warrior coming home, like a veteran from the war, have been through a lot of things, but can't process it because it was too horrific, and maybe they have guilty conscience of things, and they don't want these people to know what they did back there. So they get really closed off, and they can't normally you open up and you talk about what you've been through. Your whole family is collected around you, supports you. You can talk about this 100 times, and eventually it will start to wear off. Some little of the pain will go away, and you need also professional help to go to someone that's professional in PTSD and other type of trauma. But instead the person just close off and become impossible for their surrounding and wither away. Okay, so don't do that. Gemini, I don't think you are on that level maybe, but what's the normal level of this? I think you just feel hurt, like people doesn't love you enough in the way that you want, so you close yourself off to them. So all your dates are stupid, or your partner is stupid, your ex-partner was a real doofus, and your family, they don't understand you, they don't know who you are truly, and so on and so forth. And we can translate this to you acting stupid towards yourself, and you don't really know yourself. So that's what's happening. Okay, so and this is your intuition. And it says the world. So it says that you could complete this kind of easily. You just need to not ignore the oil lamp. Okay. So you have come so far, done so much, developed so much, but maybe you have been very, very challenged the latest few years, and you feel worse than ever. But don't give up just before you are going to the portal, just before you are going to the next level of existence, just before you were done, just before you became successful. Okay, because this card kind of gives away that you are kind of already done with this cycle. It's just that you are maybe avoiding ending things that needs to end, or look at things that needs to be looked at, process things that needs to be processed, and so on. It's like you're playing dead a little bit, and don't want to take responsibility here. Okay, so you're almost finished. It's just that you're acting a little bit like a stubborn child right now. We had the the little bat there, so I think you are in this little stubborn mood. Very cute, but stubborn. And this is how you deal with this this intuition of yours. So you actually listen to it, and you know that you kind of need to how can I say this, like take the higher wheel, or overdrive yourself. Understand that, okay, one part of me is very stubborn right now, or doesn't want to apply themselves to something, but I can still apply myself. I just take the bigger wheel and the steering wheel, and just take this ship out of here. So it might be, it seems a little bit schizophrenic. So for some of you, I know you are Gemini, so you have two sides to you, but it might also be that you are dealing with one person that is acting wounded and withdrawn, and it could really be paradise if they just would stop with that and be with you, and see through all the things that I told, that if they can allow themselves to have done horrible things or big mistakes and still love themselves, that it's not about what you have done, it's like that you have realized you don't want to do it again. So that makes you a good person. You couldn't know that it was wrong until you tried it out. Sometimes it's like that for new souls, and also for souls that are very humble, because they might follow someone else's guidance, and they say go and take down that house and kill everyone inside of it, and when you do, you realize, oh, it was kids in here, but you had your orders, so you did it anyway, and you can't tell your family the horrific things that you did. This might be a memory from a past life, but for some of you might have this in your close surroundings, someone having this problem, and it's about loving oneself even through that, and realizing I'm not a bad soul. It's just that the road to hell is kind of there's good intention on the way to the road to hell. I don't know exactly how this goes in English. I know it in Swedish, but not as well in English. But the road to hell is cornered, or there's a lot of things during the way that's good intention, and it takes you straight to hell. So you had good intentions, following rules, and then following rules by crazy people made you do crazy things. Okay, so but on a not so warrior level, I felt this with this Four of Swords person here. It can be more that the person has a memory of being a real bad person, and they don't want anyone to know. So they might think that they are not worthy, that there's something wrong with them, no one can love them. So it's really dark in there. So they act also very dark and maybe exclusive, that they are excluding people from their life. And from this perspective, that if they just would take your hand and, not be so darn stiff, you would have heaven on earth. So it can be that situation. And for some of you, Gemini, this is going on inside of you, with one side that knows this, your soul knows it, but your little human side of you, maybe the ego thinks, no, we are worthless, we deserve to die, okay? No one can love us ever. So there needs to be a big jump in viewpoints. Instead of having this viewpoint like frog perspective, we need to get overview perspective, that everything happens for a reason. We do things that are stupid because we need experience that, okay, that was stupid, and then many lifetimes forward we will remember, we don't do that, that's stupid. So that calls progress. It's education. On a small level, it can look like we try to end the world, but from a above perspective, it's like, oh, good, you learned. Okay, you had this experience and you learned. And it's not worse than that. And this is what you need to relax and accept. And we have a warrior here again. It's a female warrior, but Nine of Wands is typical kind of the wounded warrior, someone that has gone through a lot and therefore feels very tormented and get allergic to any kind of dramatic situation. Like they hear like a car go boom because they have dust in the motor system. I don't know the names, but and they go and run underneath the table. So it's on that level a little bit. So look at this. If you are wounded like this, if just a person saying, I don't think you are right, I think it's in this way instead, and you immediately feel like, oh, I can never talk to this person again, then you know that you are overreacting, and probably because of a wound, and you want to find out that wound. So don't put tape over the flashing alarm, or don't cut the cord to the bing, bing, bing. Go to where the alarm is and see what's the problem, instead of hiding away from it in the desert, okay? So Nine of Wands is also typical for when we hurt people around us in the way we ourselves got hurt. So you might be dealing with a person that's super impossible. They don't know their own good. They are hurting people around them because of their cold attitude, and they are cold because they are wounded. And you know this, but it's nothing you can do about it. So sometimes we need to relax and accept. And if it's you, you need to relax and accept the alarm bell and go and fix it. Okay, and it's 9, so the Hermit. And this is the next level. And here we have the Queen of Pentacles. She's a little bit more hands-on. She is the person that would actually go and fix the engine and you know, not have the the alarm just to continue or cut the cord. She will do something about it because she is growth. She is, when things get better and better day by day. She's Virgo also, but it's another part of Virgo where the seeds being brought out. We know it can be winter. We withdraw to contain the juice, the life force, until the right time when spring comes. When there comes a person along that you can actually show love to because they are a loving person, or there comes a time when you have healed yourself and you feel ready to start giving off your laughter again, your sex appeal, the fun parts of you, or, you know, get things done. Fix your home, fix your appearance, fix your wardrobe, fix your economy, fix your creative expression. Start with your creative expression. She just sends out seeds like this and doesn't really care where they end up. She just are a sparkle of life. She puts life everywhere. So this is what could happen when we realize we don't have to judge ourselves or hide from ourselves or hide from other people. We just need to find the people that's ready to listen. And first we need to be that person for ourselves. In other case, you're not going to find anyone on the outside that can understand you if you can't understand yourself. Some people get paid to try to understand you, and you can go to a psychotherapist or similar to get some therapy to get through this, because it seems like you have a lot to talk about and maybe you don't want to open up to the people close around you. And if this is another person that you're dealing with that you're just waiting for them, you're just waiting for them to not be so wounded so you can have this wonderful life together, it seems like it's important. Since it comes in your reading, so there might be a purpose with the wait. Okay, the Hangman situation. And the Queen of Pentacles, she has a lot of patience waiting as well. She's often pregnant, so she knows how to wait for a good thing. And the Hangman is also pregnancy, because it's 12, 1 + 2, 3, the Empress. So it's when she's pregnant. And here we have the Moon, so that's the result, and it's where we need to go, where the person in the song, horse with no name, didn't want to go. They didn't want to dive deep into the ocean and show on their surface what was going on inside. So this is the destination. Even if we avoid it and we try to, no, I don't want to go there, I don't want to go there, I don't want to show my feelings, no, I don't want to show my vulnerability to other people or tell them what I have done. So it's still the destiny, the journey, the end of the journey. It's there, so why fight it? Okay. And it's 18, 9, 1 + 8, 9, 9. So we have a beautiful little triangle here, and Virgo there. This is Cancer and Sagittarius. Someone wonders. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And this is tied to the Empress as well. 21, the world. That's when we come back into union with God and everything. Okay, so it's like you have done your work, and there's a new start for you. But you need to kind of complete the old. Like what you have been through shouldn't be a trauma. It should be an experience. And you have gone through all the experience that was necessary, but you haven't come to terms with the trauma. So that's what you need to do here. Follow the alarm system, okay? Where it hurts the most, that's the door, okay? And here you have the Magician. So that's your soul going through this and seeing this and using the wisdom of thought to take the wisdom out of this horrible experience and be the watcher, like the eye that watches. Okay, what happened? How do I feel? Be the the mind that it can be awake enough to both listen to thoughts, to feelings, to intuition, okay, to be sharp enough like that. And you are also the creator of your own life. So if you think people around you are crappy, it's because you are acting crappy towards yourself. So you create your own life. It's you are the magician, okay? So you attract a lot of things to your life, good or bad. And if we think a lot of sad thoughts and feeling like a victim and avoiding stuff, that's exactly what's going to come to our life. But then we deal with it in this way. We, like the magician, we go straight for the moon and we find out, okay, what's to learn here. So you can change the momentum, how you create things in your life. And then we have, the devil. So this is what you need to go and find, like the traumatized side of yourself, the side of yourself that was so hurt that it was left behind as useless. It's like it was left on the battlefield and it's still there, okay? Still no ambulance has come, no one took them over the shoulder and took them home. So because they didn't want to hear the screams, they put tape over it. So you have it seems like you have a lost soul part that is deeply traumatized, and you need to take it home. And where you need to go to take it home is to where it hurts the most, because that's where the scream comes from. So that's what I'm seeing with you. And it can sound a little bit awful, but it's actually a healing process that will go on. And you don't want this part of you that's super important. 15, 1 plus 5, 6 is connected to the lovers. So if you fetch that part and complete yourself, you will find also people that's more complete, that doesn't have ditched their soul parts on different places because they couldn't handle the pain that they carry. This are the key. It's like this is the person that had that experience. So it's the person that holds the wisdom. So if you take it home, you will have the wisdom. It's like the piece of the puzzle that you need here to complete your journey that you did. But if you procrastinate and procrastinate and procrastinate because you don't want to feel the pain or show anyone else that you are in pain, you won't be able to take home this wisdom. So this is the carrier of wisdom, but it's also the carrier of the memory. So they are traumatized. So you need to take them home. So how do we do this? How do we take lost soul parts home? The first you do is to stay with your emotions. Like go into fetal position, take a notebook and a pen with you, or for modern people you can take your phone and put it on speech mode, like you have an app where you can speak into the device and get this recorded. So you can just talk or write. And say, okay, so I feel pain, and you can write down. First, you can go into meditation, just I feel pain where? Okay, where do I have my pain? And you see if it has a color, a texture, a location, a momentum. Does it twist and twirl? Does it have a smell, a taste? And then you start to talk with this. Ask, okay, so why are you here? What's your problem? How are you hurt? How can I help you? And it will answer. Take the first answer that comes, write it down or say it. You can go to my webpage, the first channel page. Long down, you will see a section Q&A, and it's dealing with pain and the green label. Listen to that, and you will have the first breadcrumbs how to find to this little Hansel or Gretel that is lost in the woods like that. And you can also go to regression therapy, which is very helpful. Sometimes also psychotherapists or people that can make a hypnose, like hypnotize you, I think, something like that. They do have knowledge of past lives. Not all, but some have, because they have done this work, and if they did it good, they will have been able to go back to people's past lives. So they will also, normal, like psychotherapists can have this knowledge. But if you feel insecure, you can go to a regression therapist that do know this, okay? and you can get help. But it's not all that has from past life, but this looks it looks and sounds old, like you have been to war. And if you know you haven't been to war in this lifetime, it's probably a past life. But it can be from this lifetime too, a childhood experience, maybe of war, for example, and things like this. So be sure to look this up. I'm also having a service on my web page, the VIP package, where I can help you with going into this and what it's all about, and also heal you to the extent that heavens allows, because you are going to have to go, it's no shortcuts, you're going to have to go through this anyways, but I can help you to show you the way where to go and heal you to the extent that I am allowed. Okay, so I will take a wisdom card here. Sorry. Well, I think it's that one. It has come before. I don't know exactly, but it's about animals. And I think it's the animal inside of you for some reason. That's why it comes all the time. But of course, the animals on the earth needs us too. They do. But if we take care of the instincts inside of us and listen to them and start to fine-tune ourselves into them, we will be able to get back what we lost. We lost once to have connection, telepathic connection with animals and nature and Gaia. So when you start to listen to your body here, again, the Devil and Queen of Pentacles there and the Moon, you will get back this connection. And then we can know the value of animals, and we will stop to hurt them. So, and it needs like the 100 monkey. When 100 people have learned to connect with the grid again, connect with animals again, connect with earth again, then suddenly all the monkeys will know. It's like, it just happens like that. So it's scientifically proved that if 100 monkeys in a tribe knows, then all the monkeys will know, just by magic. Okay. You have a special relationship with animals. The world needs you to stand up and have a voice for all animals on the planet, instead of putting tape over your, the connection you have with the grid, with the Gaia and animals. Your instincts, your intuition, your feelings. The more you close them off, the more you will silence also the animals, because they don't have a voice in you. Help protect the wildlife and rescue animals when you can. Give donation or get involved online. Volunteering your spare time to animal shelters would be greatly rewarding. This may be just the time for you to save a cat or a dog from a shelter and give it a loving home. I share my love with the animals and the world. And you can give this lost soul part a home as well. That would be nice. When you have finally taken back a lost soul part, you can experience the world in new colors. So it might be that you start to get an extra sensitive over something. You might, for example, be extra sensitive for violence. So before you could watch violent movies, and then you can't. That's my experience anyway. Okay. I want to take another one. Confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. Yeah, I saw you're a little bit allergic to this with battles overall. So that might be something you need to take care of. Maybe you shouldn't be... I think you should be okay with being like this. And rather go inside and fix it than, put yourself in a situation which you are allergic to. It will probably just lead to a panic attack or something similar to that. But panic attacks are fine. Okay, panic attacks are totally fine. They are showing you, like, not only with the light and the alarm, then it's kind of the angels are screaming in your ears, hey, this needs attention. So panic attacks are fine. You can actually have a big epiphany or a kundalini awakening during a panic attack. So it's a good place to go. And it's not dangerous if you go with it instead of working against it. 9 of Wands can as easily be a panic attack. So if you have panic attacks, take a day off to have your panic attacks. and you know, get the knowledge out of them. What is it that they are trying to tell you with such a loud voice? You must have been, you know, a bad listener before, since they need to scream so loud. Confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. It is not how many arguments you have had and won, but how many you can avoid by not getting drawn in. You don't make friends by being aggressive and opinionated and insisting on your point of view. You will always offend someone. When you use tact and diplomacy, or maybe a little humor, you can then diffuse the situation and consider the feeling of the other person involved. This does not mean that you shouldn't stand up for yourself regarding important issues. On the trivial matters, silence is the most powerful virtue. It is wiser to choose your words with care and pick your battles. I stand up for what I believe in and choose my battles wisely. I think we need to be more outspoken. Most people are like this. They don't speak. They see a problem, but they don't talk about it, and then the problem lasts forever. But for right now, I think you're a little bit vulnerable. So I think it's fine if you are silent in a battle. Not silent so that people get really annoyed and kind of want to take a bat and throw it to your head, but because that it can be annoying with person being silent or ghosting you. But if you can be like, if you can talk with a more low voice, then maybe I can hear you. And then being silent. Then you give the person a chance to communicate with you, but in another way that you can maybe take at this point when it's like you have run straight into a brick wall, and now the divine have you caught in a back alley, so there's no way out except for going straight for the wound. So they have you good, okay? And it's there's a purpose to this. So don't be afraid. Yes, okay, there's another song. I think it came true for Don't Fear the Reaper. So go to the Reaper because it will set you free. So go to the things you are the most afraid of. It will help you to set you free, to make you able to save your lost soul part and take it home, okay? So my dear Gemini, next time I will come back with a reading like this is in the middle of September with the general for October. And if you are really appreciative of this reading in different ways, you will be one of the 8 signs that I will have time to do a bonus love reading for Libra season for you. And I only can take 2 days off because I don't make a lot of money from this. It's like $15 or $25 for reading, so I can't really take that much time off. But I do want to do these readings, so the more help I can get with you maybe watching the ad for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad or clicking the ad. Gemini has actually been great on this, so I ask you because I think you will be the one that will really try to help me. So I think that's beautiful. And then I can do more content like this. And this is how whole YouTube works. So that's how we get all this lovely content that I enjoy on YouTube. It's because people can sometimes quit even their day job and do content like this, but that's when they have like 1 million views. Okay, not like 10,000 views. Okay, so I hope you will take care and do this. Okay, it will be worth it. Even if it's scary right now, it won't be scary when you have gone through it. Then you will be super strong and you know exactly what it is about. Okay, take care. Bye bye.